What if Charles Darwin had a domain expansion? His domain would be called Survival of the Fittest and would be one of the most powerful domains in JJK. The moment Darwin activates his domain expansion, everything shifts. The battlefield, once a stable ground for combat, collapses into a swirling vortex of raw, unfiltered evolution. The air is thick with a presence older than human civilization itself. Something primal, something untamed. The land is no longer solid. It twists and morphs between different ecosystems, from prehistoric jungles teeming with ancient plants to volcanic wastelands where molten rock flows like rivers, then to the frozen tundras of past ice ages. Everything inside the domain is now at the mercy of natural selection, the fundamental rule of existence that dictates that only the fittest will survive. Natural selection is not a force of kindness, nor does it hold favoritism. It is the law of nature that determines which organisms can adapt to their environment and which will perish. Over millions of years, creatures have evolved, mutated, and adapted to new challenges. But in Darwin's domain, this process is instant. The body, no matter how strong or weak, is forced to change, to evolve or be discarded. The weak are erased from existence, unable to withstand the pressure of immediate adaptation. Bones stretch, muscles convulse, organs shift and reform. A sorcerer with enhanced speed might find their legs mutating for greater acceleration. But if their body cannot handle the sudden shift, they collapse, their biology betraying them. Unlike other domains, there is no direct attack, no instant guaranteed hit. The domain itself is the enemy, an ever-changing battlefield where the only rule is survival. Compared to Gojo's unlimited void, which overloads the brain with infinite knowledge, Darwin's domain overloads the body, forcing it through the entire history of evolution in a matter of seconds. Sukuna's malevolent shrine slashes everything indiscriminately, while Darwin's domain does not attack at all. It simply forces adaptation, and if the opponent cannot handle it, they perish. Unlike Megumi's Chimera Shadow Garden, where the domain enhances his techniques, Darwin's does the opposite. It removes all control from those inside, leaving them at the mercy of nature's brutal efficiency. Not everyone can survive here. Those with fragile bodies, like Maki Zenon, may find that the forced evolution is a curse rather than a gift. Without cursed energy to stabilize her form, mutations could make her limbs unusable, warping her physical strength into something she cannot control. Mahito, a cursed spirit who manipulates souls, might find himself overwhelmed by the constant biological changes, his form shifting beyond his control, losing the very shape that defines him. Even Hiromi Higuruma, whose domain judges the sins of others, would find himself powerless. There is no judgment here, no morality. Nature does not care for justice, only survival. But there are those who might endure. Yuta Okotsu, with his ability to copy cursed techniques, could potentially mimic Darwin's own evolutionary advantage, adapting alongside the domain instead of being consumed by it. Kenjaku, if given enough time, could escape into another body, leaving behind one that was no longer fit for survival. Sukuna, the king of curses, might welcome the forced evolution, growing new limbs, extra eyes, or even cursed tools embedded within his flesh, warping himself into something beyond human comprehension. And then there is Gojo Satoru. With Limitless, he might be completely immune to the effects of the domain, his infinity rejecting any attempt at biological change, making him one of the few who could walk through the battlefield completely untouched. Within the domain, new abilities may be born, cursed techniques that have never been seen before. Some may develop accelerated neurogenesis, allowing their brains to process their surroundings at superhuman speeds, predicting the next mutation before it happens. Others may grow exoskeletons for defense, additional limbs for combat, or even gain an instinctual control over the battlefield itself. But these adaptations are not chosen. They happen at random, dictated only by the environment and the body's desperate need to survive. Some will be granted incredible power, while others will be given useless mutations that will only hasten their death. The true terror of this domain is not in its immediate destruction, but in its inevitability. There is no mercy, no negotiation. You either change or you die. Evolution does not wait, and it does not care for the strong or the weak. It only selects those who can endure. In this world, there is no place for stagnation. No matter how powerful you were before entering, if you cannot adapt, you will be erased. Nature will continue without you. And in the end, Darwin does not need to land a single black flash. Only the fittest shall survive.